This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey guys, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, True Crime Podcast.
Woo, and
We're in a weird place, aren't we?
We are. We're out and about, so
We're doing this episode from bed.
yeah. So you may hear some of the
Moaning? Oh,
No,
wrong thing.
fabric rustling, but overlook it. It's not our usual self, but
Yep. We're out of town. We're doing it from the hotel room.
yep. So bear with us. Today we're going to discuss Austin Lee Edwards.
Alrighty.
Nope, probably not.
Nope.
Ask you, and it's the same answer. Except OJ, you knew him.
Yeah, I think I knew him.
You think, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Here we go.
Hi guys, sorry I had to put my glasses on. Forgot about them in the intro, and we skipped last week, but I thought we were doing good. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then this video, one reason why we skipped last week, I don't know if we skipped the week before, but one reason is Maybelle is no longer here. Here in spirit. I have her necklace with me, but she has passed. So we dealt with that, so.
Yeah. We've been saying for quite a while, Maybelle's still alive in every
Yeah.
video. But
Yeah, and then
she is no longer.
she's passed at the tender age of almost 20, a few months from being 20, so. But that was
Which
a
is like
hardship. So.
100 and something for a cat.
Yeah, she was,
Yeah.
and then she was my baby. So we had to deal with that and getting used to all that. So we're sorry, but we're back. Different location, so forgive us getting used to that, but that's about it. Do you got anything?
No. I mean, I've been having fun on TikTok. That's a whole separate subject.
Yes.
Been doing my my daily price checks since Trump said he was dropping prices day one. So I've been going day one, no price drop yet. Day two, no price drop yet. TikTok's been blowing up though.
Yeah.
So maybe
It's a sensitive subject.
Yeah. But it is what it is. But
Yeah.
you know what? If a few of them people who argue with us decide to watch the podcast and end up liking us, oh well.
Best friends begin in arguments.
That's true. That's true.
That's right.
But I'm going to keep them up the entire time. Do one every day. I got to do one a little bit later today, actually.
So we will see that. But today we're going to get into it. Austin Lee Edwards. Young fella, 28 years old.
Okay.
And I'm going to start out with saying he is the perpetrator. We got to announce that now because if you comment, you get in trouble.
Oh, Lord.
So he is the perpetrator.
Uh-huh.
There's a picture of him.
Okay.
But North Chesterfield, Virginia. I didn't even know there was a North Chesterfield, Virginia.
It's way
I was
different.
reading it, and I was fixing to say, is this from England or something? But
It's way different than South Chesterfield. Though.
I read North Chesterfield, and I thought, England? And looking at him, I was like, England? No, Virginia. Looking at him again, Virginia. So, we're going to Virginia. And this is a picture of his house.
Okay.
Already you can see he's got blacked out windows. Don't know why. He just didn't like people in his business. Got it.
You know, we were driving by houses all day today, and we could see it all in their windows all night. And you're like, man, if I had houses like on this area with all that stuff in it, I'd be blacking out my windows. And now you bring up this dude with blacked out windows, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
you
said
just
I
said
get
you
it.
would do it.
Yeah, and I said I didn't want anyone in his business. I get it.
Yeah,
I
well,
get
there's
it.
a reason he probably don't want people in his business.
I'm just saying it's weird because I can't tell if that's like he painted his windows or, I mean, blackout curtains. Okay. if you're gonna draw on your
It looks
windows.
like it might be curtains. I don't know. It's hard
I
to
don't
tell
know.
from here.
Yeah, spray painted. I don't know, but he grew up in Richlands, Virginia.
Richland
So
or
he was-
Richmond?
Richlands.
Oh.
Richlands. whatever.
Richlands. Not heard of that.
You don't watch my accent, but so he's been in Virginia the whole time. Virginia born and raised. So we're going to jump to February 2016. Austin was detained by Abington police in Virginia after he cut himself and he threatened to kill himself and his father. So he's
Okay.
going through some things.
I will say I can tell why you thought it was England. The Abington. These names all
Yes.
sound very English. So.
I do, yes. So I was like, wait. But so he was going through it at the time. His father said the incident was spurred by Austin's problems with his girlfriend. So he had some relationship issues.
It happens.
Yes. The incident prompted 2 custody orders, Austin's stay at a psychiatric facility, and a court's revocation of his gun rights.
Well,
So it
okay.
ended in some pretty deep shit.
That sounds serious.
Yes. But he's hired by Virginia State Police and entered the police academy on July 6th of 2021. So 5 years later, I know, out of the psychiatric hospital's gun rights taken away, Virginia State Police hire him out of the academy. 5 years later. Don't you?
He had his gun rights taken away, and then they're going to say, here's a gun and badge.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
5 years after the fact.
Virginia, Virginia.
So he was one of 58 new troopers to complete training as part of the 135th basic graduating class.
They've only done 135 classes.
Yeah.
Groups of police officers coming through.
So he was hired by state police. He entered the academy in 2021 and he graduated as a trooper in January 21st of 2022. So a few
Okay.
months later. So from July to January, he's graduated. He's a trooper. So not very much schooling along at all. It's like, what, 5 months?
Yeah.
It's a lot for all they have to deal with. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
so,
very much.
So he's now an expert in the law.
Yes, and he was assigned to Henrico County with the agency's Richmond division until his resignation on October 28th.
Richmond
Yes.
this time, not Richland.
Not Richland. Richmond. I don't know.
See, I
They
know
could have
Richmond.
auto-corrected me.
I know Richmond. That's why I asked earlier.
But this is like not Richland, but Richlands.
Yeah,
So maybe
that's
it's
weird.
different. I don't know. If
Anyway,
anyone knows of a Richlands, Virginia, let us know. But that's a picture of him graduating, shaking the hands of somebody. But there he is. I guess he got his gun rights back. Hope so. I don't know if they can make you trooper with just a taser or not, but
if it was England, he'd have a little stick, and that's it.
it's a whooping stick. That's it. But Austin was a Pounding Mill resident and would be assigned to Henrico County as part of the Richmond division. So that's where he'd stay to work as a trooper. He also worked for the Washington County Sheriff's Department in Virginia. So he worked at the state and the sheriff. Both.
Okay.
Didn't know they could
Double
do that.
dipping.
Yeah. The Washington County Sheriff Office gave Austin a gun, badge, and cloaked him with the authority of the law. So they're just like, here
That's
you go.
how you do it.
Take it. Yeah. Austin's father was not called, even though he was listed as a reference.
Doesn't sound like they did
And
their
remember,
due
he threatened to
diligence.
kill his dad back in 2016, but he was a reference. They never called him.
Which
they-
means that they probably didn't call any of his references.
Nope, they couldn't get a hold of the other 2 references that he put down.
Well,
Yes. So they gave him all that, hired him, and they didn't get a hold of his references. But anyway, so he had his 2 jobs there, trooper, and just making it along. And he met and developed a relationship with a girl online. He saw her profile on Instagram and he started to chat with her. They hit it off. She was, quit it. The iPad ain't working. She was living in Riverside, California.
well, that's
It's a
long
nice
distance.
hike. Yeah. That's distance. She was also 15.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why I said girl. This wasn't a grown woman online he met. This was a teen. So, yes, as a decorated officer in the state and the sheriff.
Or a president, you know.
Oh, Lord. He told her he was 17
Okay.
and was just a few months shy of being 18.
Almost there, guys.
He's almost made it. The girl lived with her mother, her grandparents, and her younger sister. Her grandparents were Mark Winnick, he was 69, and Sherry Winnick, she was 65. And there's a picture of that. It's her grandparents. She lived with them.
Okay.
He looks like a friendly dude. He'd be a nice guy to chat around, have a beer with. He'd be funny, I think. Looks like a funny guy.
Yep. Give you
I
a little
like it.
ribbon every now and again.
Yeah. But her mother was Brooke Winnick, and she was 38. Oh, I'm about there. I was like, 38. I was like, oh, I'm almost there. Getting old.
Oh, boy.
But that's her mother. So, she kept her, quote, relationship a secret from, obviously, her mother, grandparents.
Yeah.
Didn't want them to know about her online boyfriend. But they would send messages to each other over Instagram and talked over Discord.
Discord?
Damn, Discord. He was on the gaming sites. He was in
That's where people go to hide.
That's where you hide.
That's where you go to hide who you really are.
I thought it was Snapchat.
Because that too. But Discord is like a bunch of people chatting and you don't know who they really are because it hides their identities and stuff. Snapchat is where you go to send pictures and stuff back and forth that'll disappear the next day.
Yeah.
You know, stuff you don't want sticking around.
Oh, Lord. But he showered her with gifts, sending her jewelry, groceries, money, and gift cards.
Pretty good for a 17-year-old.
Right? That's what I was just thinking. It's like, he's loaded for 17. He paid for her Uber Eats and DoorDash deliveries and helped her buy birthday gifts for her friends.
McDonald's
This is a
pays well.
prince. He's a Disney prince. But he got too clingy for her liking and even a little pushy.
A little pussy. Oh, I mean pushy.
Pushy. Yeah.
Pushy.
He was
Pushy.
pressuring her to send nude photos.
Well,
she
he was
not
paying for a lot.
comfortable with that. I'm like, and I don't know. I guess she was young, but I feel like those were been red flags and hints. Like,
Oh, definitely.
I'm sending you all this stuff. Send me nudes. I'm like, you're 17. Like, how do you got the money for all this stuff?
Yep.
Yep.
And for those who took the joke of, he was paying for everything, like, I meant that. No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
Thank you.
good thing you mentioned it.
I
You
know,
would've
because
got
somebody
some
would have
comment.
commented.
How dare you?
How dare you suggest that she owed him them? No,
she
I
didn't
was
know him
being,
nothing.
I was being
Nothing.
sarcastic.
You gotta tell people.
I know. You got to explain it these days.
But right after Halloween, she dumped him. Said she's through.
Okay.
But Austin was able to obtain her personal information because he was a police officer. So I don't know if he used the database or whatever, his fancy police software to look her up, but he found her.
Mm-hmm.
And on Black Friday, he decided he's going to go to her house. From
Wow.
Virginia to California. Because 17-year-olds can do that.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's her house.
Uh-huh.
And you can see how well
Something
it went.
happened.
There's tape around the front of
Yeah,
it, so you
I
can
can
tell where it's
definitely
going. But he drove 2,500 miles across the country to meet her because
Wow.
she dumped him. And he wasn't taking that. So November 25th of 2022. So, they said Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That was around then. For some reason, I was on Halloween because it mentioned Halloween earlier, and I was like, wait. Get yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
But she celebrated Thanksgiving with her mother, her younger sister, and her mother's boyfriend at Golden Corral. So they went out to eat.
For Thanksgiving?
Yes.
At
Some
Golden
people do
Corral.
that. Some people
Golden
do that.
Corral.
It's
Oh,
a
Lord.
lot of food to eat, and you don't have to do the dishes. I see
guess.
it. I see it. Yeah. See, some people don't want to cook all that food.
I mean, I get that, but yeah, Golden Corral just seems like a weird choice. But I
True,
guess
but-
I get it. I guess I get it. You get a lot of food there,
True.
just like Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I can
get
see
it.
the connection, I guess.
Afterwards, they went to the Marina Valley apartment where her mother's boyfriend lives and stayed there overnight. Sorry, I had an S on boyfriend, so it was boyfriends. I thought, well,
Hey, we listen and we don't judge.
that's the truth. The next day, Brooke and her daughters went to Starbucks, planning to go Black Friday shopping with Brooke's boyfriend. So the guy that lived in the apartments.
Okay.
When they got back to the apartment, Brooke got a call from her mother, who told her to take the call off speakerphone because they need to speak about something serious. So they call us and he speak. Apparently, this fella, I've forgotten his name already, Austin, parked at a neighbor's driveway and walked to her grandparents' house where she lived.
Okay.
So already, he didn't park in the driveway, knock, and ask. He'd parked down the street and walked. Suspicious.
Yeah.
He gained access to the Winnick's house by pretending he was a detective conducting an investigation involving the teenage girl. That's why they called her and said, we need to talk something serious. Like, there's
Yeah.
a detective here wanting to talk to the young girl.
Yeah.
So, but after getting into the house, he told Sherry to call Brooke, which is that call, and tell her that she and the teenager need to come to the house so he could ask them some questions. In order to keep the, quote, investigation from her daughters, Brooke told them that there's something wrong with their phones and they needed to go back to their home on Price Court to get them fixed. So she said, we gotta go back home.
Okay.
Brooke then dropped her younger daughter with Brooke's sister Michelle before heading to the house. So so the younger daughter, they dropped off at her aunt's.
I didn't even know there was a younger daughter until
Yeah,
just
she
now.
had a sister because it said lived with her parents, or her mom, grandparents, and sister.
Oh, okay.
So they dropped the younger sister. I don't know how young the sister was. Apparently, she must have been pretty young if they didn't need to bring her to the questioning, and they dropped her off so someone could watch her.
Yeah.
So I assume she was younger. But that ended up saving that girl's life. Like, she survived for that reason. But the teen recalled that once they got into the house, Brooke put her keys in her purse and told her to wait in the car while she went inside.
Okay.
The teen noticed that she didn't see her mother's dog in the window, which was unusual because the dog loved to always be perched in the window whenever people visited.
Okay.
So the dog was not in the window. After waiting a while, the teen decided to go in the house. And she opened the door, and then Austin grabbed her by the hair and pulled her inside.
Damn.
Yeah. So she didn't make it in. She opened the door and got grabbed and pulled in. She thought the man grabbing her was the telephone repairman. I don't know why she think he'd grab her by the hair, but
I mean,
I know what you're saying. Like, she didn't realize it was the guy who catfished her online. Because obviously he wasn't matching his pictures.
yeah.
So she didn't even recognize
He definitely
him.
doesn't look 17.
No. But she saw the bodies of her grandmother near the entryway, her grandfather next to the stairs, and her mother lying on the hardwood floor. Right there. So,
Damn.
yeah, she got to see all that. She saw the bags over their heads and it was taped around their necks.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Their arms and legs were bound with duct tape. And then she just lost it and she started screaming, of course. But Austin was wearing a gold police badge on his belt in the shape of a star. So like a sheriff's star thing.
Yeah.
So obviously they thought he was, of course, a detective. When she yelled, he pointed a handgun at her, which also had a star engraved on it. So she remembers there's a star engraved on his pistol, too. And he told her to, quote, stop screaming. She recognized his voice, though, as, quote, the boy she met online because they've been talking for months on the phone.
Oh.
So she recognized the voice. And then she asked him, quote, are you going to hurt me? And his answer was, quote, I will if you keep screaming. So that's kind of traumatizing there.
Yeah.
But he grabbed her and he pulled her through the house. He dosed everything with gasoline, which if you look in the picture, you can see it's kind of burnt.
Yeah, I
up in the
thought
window.
that looked kind of charred.
Yeah. So he doused everything gasoline and he lit the rooms on fire. He also opened the windows and doors so the flames would spread. It gets oxygen. So he made sure it burned pretty good. And then he took her outside and forced her into the back of his car. So he kidnapped her. So that's wow. So 11:08 a.m., the neighbor whose driveway he parked in saw what happened and called for a welfare check, saying a young woman who, quote, appeared distressed was getting into a red Kia Soul in the 11200 block of Price Court. So someone witnessed him shoving her in the car.
But they didn't see the fire at the house?
I guess not. While officers were responding, dispatchers were then alerted to smoke in a possible house fire a few houses away.
Okay.
So there you go. The Riverside Fire Department discovered 3 adult bodies lying in the front entryway and took them outside, where first responders determined they were victims of an apparent homicide. And then detectives with the robbery homicide unit and specialists from the forensics unit showed up to the fire to investigate. And they quickly determined that the young woman from the welfare check lived at the house where the bodies were found. So I guess they knew the address, figured out who lived there, and realized, hey, there's a teenage girl. Body's not here. That must have been who got pushed in the car. So they kind of put 2 and 2 together.
That's what you call detectum works.
Detectum works. But the police were able to even identify Austin through interviews with neighbors who provided descriptions of his car and video footage from security cameras. And they had to have his license plate number. Because he's 2,500 miles away. There ain't no way they were looking at that video and being like, that's Austin right there.
Yeah.
Not from that far away. That had to be license plate number or something. Because it said they identified him through interviews with neighbors. I don't know. Let's say license plate. But deputies from the San Bernardino,
Okay.
I guess.
San Bernardino.
Yes, that county sheriff's department began to track down Austin. And meanwhile, Austin told her to pretend she was his daughter if anyone ever asked. If they were stopped for gas or something, he said, you're my daughter.
Sure.
He said he was taking her back to Virginia. He said he killed her family so that he would have time to escape before they reported him. Not like he just didn't start a fire.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And park in the neighbor's driveway, yeah. I guess he thought that wouldn't draw attention. Or maybe he thought it would burn enough where they would take him a while to figure
I was going
out.
to say, if he didn't think that would draw attention, he's not a very good police officer.
Maybe he was hoping the fire would burn the bodies enough where it'd take him time to identify and sort out and all that stuff. But surely he didn't.
He was wrong.
Yeah. But Austin told her he was a police officer and that agencies, quote, need to do better backgrounds because he lied during the hiring process. He ratted them out, didn't he? Wow.
He's like, these cops better do better at hiring because I fucking lied to get in here.
No wonder he thought he had time to... He didn't have much
like,
faith in
they're
him.
dumb.
But he headed back to Saltville, Virginia, where he recently purchased a house, which had the blacked out windows.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why he blacked out the windows, apparently. Because she was going to be walking around in there, I guess. In the car, there was also a huge bloody knife that he stabbed Brooke with. So he brought his knife with him. Didn't want to leave nothing behind.
Nope.
But they made 2 pit stops during the drive to use the restroom, but Austin never let go of the teen's hand. Now, how did that work?
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
That is.
Did she just squat behind buildings or something?
I don't know.
I'm
See, I
confused.
get these statements through my research, and then I'm putting notes in there like, how did that happen?
Maybe
How did they
maybe
make
just
that work? Porta potties?
maybe as far as in the gas station or something. But then like when she went to the bathroom, they had to have separated. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it didn't classify where they
Unless they use family bathrooms.
I can't talk today. I was thinking because it didn't clarify where they did pit stops. He could have pulled off on the side of the road and been like, squat and pee here.
That's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Or wherever they went, they had family bathrooms.
Yeah, somewhere, because he never let go of her hand. That's awkward as can be.
Mm-hmm. Later, you're going to attempt to go pee and sit down, and I'm going to hold your hand the whole time and see how this works.
Let's see. I'll have to show how awkward that was.
We're going to see. We're going to see how the logistics of this.
I can't pee while you're looking at me.
Well, no, because I got to walk you in by hand, and then you got to sit down, you got to pee, and you got to wipe yourself.
And then I just never washed that one hand?
Well, that one hand didn't get dirty. It would have been in my hand the whole time.
Oh, Lord. They also stopped so Austin can clean the blood off of him. So it had to be a family bathroom or something.
It would have to be, because how's he cleaning the blood off of him while he's holding the hand?
I don't know, but he's got to be a bathroom somewhere where he went in with her and he could clean blood off. And it's not going to be the women's restroom in a gas station.
No, it has
he
to be
would
a
have been
family
ratted
restroom.
out. They've been like, there's a grown man in there, it's a woman, and he's cleaning blood off of him. So it had to be a family bathroom somewhere.
The rep at the gas station, like, it's just another Tuesday.
It's California.
This shit happens
I
all
don't
the
know
time.
what happens over in California, but
This shit happens all the time. Grown men in the women's bathroom.
in
cleaning
Chicago,
off
they would have
blood.
been like, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
God. But he told her that they would not stop for food until they left California. He planned on driving to Virginia through Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Texas. Was he going down and up? I need a map.
I mean, it depends on how low on Texas he goes, but no. It'll be like
straight over?
yeah, he goes like this,
No.
yeah.
The way
That
they
would work.
listed it, they made it sound like it was an out of his way trip around.
No. Virginia's about, I guess he might have to come up slightly. I don't know.
Not too bad. That made it sound like he went up to Washington.
Well, I mean,
to
he still would have
Illinois,
to.
to Florida,
He still would
and
have
back
to cross into like, Georgia and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alabama,
all that stuff.
He said she had to stay in the back seat until they get her a change of clothes.
Sure.
He thought a lot. He thought a lot of this.
Did he hold her hand while they shopped for clothes too? I'm confused. Like,
I don't know.
go
But-
try this out in the changing room. Let me hold your hand.
But police were soon able to spot and track Austin's red Kia. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office said in a press release, quote, on Friday, November 25th, 2022, at about 1:15 p.m., deputies from the Morongo Basin Station and Sheriff's Aviation Unit, so that's helicopter, observed a red Kia Soul traveling on Highway 247. The vehicle matched the description of a wanted vehicle related to a triple homicide in the city of Riverside. The driver of the vehicle, Austin Edwards, was also wanted in connection to the homicides, and he was believed to be armed and dangerous, quote. So, of course, he's in a bright red car, and there's a helicopter in the air, so it probably didn't take him.
I just thought of something.
What?
San Bernardino and Riverside
Yeah.
are Zodiac's killing sites.
Oh,
Isn't that weird?
that is weird. Look at that.
I just thought it. I knew those names sounded familiar.
Yeah.
San Bernardino,
California. Yep.
Riverside.
True.
Yep.
And earlier you said you didn't thought it was Richmond instead.
That was Virginia. Different state.
What was I thinking? Wasn't there an earlier name that was like something side? Richland.
Rich
That's what I'm
lands.
thinking.
It was Rich lands. Plural.
Sorry.
Those were both Virginia sites. I don't know anything about Virginia.
I read this and I still think in Virginia, so I
No.
heard Riverside. I thought, no.
No, but San Bernardino and Riverside. Those are both Zodiac sites.
You're not boring me, I promise. Oh,
I am.
well, there
I
you
know.
go. See? I'm impressed. You knew some knowledge there.
Yeah.
We didn't even cover that one yet.
That one I have decent knowledge about.
But as SWAT intercepted Austin's vehicle, he fled and led deputies on a pursuit. And he shot at and hit the SWAT vehicle a few times.
Damn.
So he was taking it all the way. When Austin fired at police, his car would fill with smoke. So I don't know what kind of gun he had, but it was shooting off some steam there.
Virginia police get issued some crazy weapons.
Like 1910 had gunpowder in that thing.
He's like, let me pack the musket.
But she was in the back seat the whole time. He's running around racing and shooting out the window. Yeah. The fuel canister he placed in the back seat next to her would splash gasoline all over her.
Oh,
As
lovely.
he's shooting out the window. Yeah. He ended up losing control of his car and drove it off the road.
This sounds safe.
Yeah. He got stuck in some rocks under a bridge, so he didn't roll it or nothing, thankfully. He just swerved, got off the road. He ended up getting stuck in some rocks underneath of a bridge. But he told her to get out of the car. So he said, get the F out.
Get the fuck
And that's when she didn't just get out. She got out and ran.
Well, yeah.
So deputies were able to get a hold of her. So she's rescued by deputies. She seemed to be unharmed and was taken into protective custody by the Riverside County Department of Public Social Services.
Okay.
So they got her. She's safe. Austin got out of the car and he pointed a gun at the sheriff's helicopter. And then, of course, they shot back at him. Because,
He was
So-
playing GTA.
Yeah.
He
But
just shooting at helicopters.
they didn't hit him.
What?
Yeah.
They hit the... Oh, I know what they hit.
What?
They hit the gas in the car, didn't they?
No.
Oh.
No. They were shooting at him. They knew he was cornered, so he turned his service weapon on himself and pulled the trigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they didn't hit him. He just knew there's a helicopter above him. There's cops surrounding him. He's stuck. So he knew he was cornered. And he was pronounced dead at the scene. Washington County Sheriff Blake Andis did not comment immediately on the case. He said no comment.
No comment.
He later said that Austin was hired earlier that month and was in the process of being assigned to the patrol division. So this Washington County sheriff must have been his boss.
Okay.
Because he said no comment. And then later he said, we hired him earlier that month and he was in the process of being assigned to the patrol. So
Not really sure what that has to do with anything, but okay.
I just picture they reaching out like, about your employee, blah, blah. He's like, no comment. And he hangs up. He's like, who the hell is that? And he had to, he's like, I don't know who they're talking
So
about.
here's the deal.
Let me look at this
just
first.
hired him, and we're just getting through
Like,
things.
who? No. But according to Riverside Police, quote, detectives determined Edwards had met the female teenager through the common form of online deception known as catfishing, where someone pretends to be a different person than they actually are.
Damn it, Neve, where were you?
Right. While she was 16 years old, she and her foster mother, because evidently, he killed her family,
Yeah.
but her foster mother filed a lawsuit against Austin's estate.
Okay.
That house with blacked out windows, I guess. I don't know how that works, but they filed a lawsuit against his estate, alleging violation of her Fourth Amendment right, false imprisonment, negligent hiring, assault and battery, among other charges.
Well, negligent hiring would go to the police department,
Yeah.
not his estate.
No, but her attorney was Scott Perry, so she had her attorney for this case. But the damages amount to at least $50 million.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's courts. That case is still going through. It ain't solved yet, so that lawsuit's still in hiccups now. Process. So I haven't come to a conclusion. But Michelle Blandlin, which was Mark and Sherry's surviving daughter, that was her aunt, I guess, right? Yeah. That would have been her mother's sister or aunt. Filed a lawsuit the previous year alleging negligent hiring practices and seeked more than $100 million in damages.
I don't understand why she would have anything to do with it.
That's what I don't know.
That's weird. That's like me.
That is. Like,
me
she's
dealing with
not-
some shit, and like my second cousin's like, I think I need to deserve $100 million for what he went through.
Yeah, I mean, I
It
get
don't make
that's-
sense.
It says Mark and Sherry's, and that would be Winnick. That's the grandparents. That'd be Brooke's sister.
Yeah.
Why would she sue for?
I don't know.
Brooke's
That's weird.
death? I don't know. And did she? No, because it said foster mother. I was like, maybe she took care of the children after your sister died.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
That's
how
just a weird.
her reasoning or what all this stuff is, but there's some lawsuits open for this guy's estates. And
I have
stuff.
a great aunt and a great uncle that were murdered. Maybe I should do a lawsuit.
Cover the case. Oh, get cover the case. Get a lawsuit.
Maybe I should get $100 million.
Maybe, but hey, if it's possible, go for it. I'm like, whatever. But Scott Perry, that's the attorney, is arguing that Austin should never have been hired, and that the sheriff's office failed to interview most of Austin's references, any of them actually,
Yeah.
or conduct a proper background check. If they had, they would have discovered the mental health disorders, and he would have probably never been hired or given a gun.
I would say so. The fact that he had his gun rights taken away, and then they're like, hey,
hired.
come on in.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
But besides the two lawsuits that are still lawsuits that are still open, that's at least it's horrible because her mom and grandparents passed, but she made it through it. But
At least she did, but that's still messed up.
That is, so.
All because some guy
Thoughts
was.
to her. Yeah, somebody
Somebody
just
didn't like being
dumped.
dumped. Yeah.
That's a little extensive for not wanting to be dumped. He drove far.
Yeah.
But
It's
thoughts
definitely
to
crazy.
her, yes, thoughts to her and her sister, little sister, aunt, her family. Horrible, horrible loss, but
Yeah.
not on his part, but on her family side, it was horrible loss.
Yeah.
Should never happened.
No.
That's all we got for this case.
All right. Well, feel free to like and subscribe. Check us out on our website, loveandluminol.com. There you'll find links to all of our audio and video podcast options. That's the best way I can put it. Options. Also, we're on social media pretty much everywhere except for X. That's Love and Luminol for all of those. TikTok's probably our main one, though.
Yeah.
Until it gets banned again.
Oh, well, it's here.
But feel free to check out that. Anything we post on there as far as the podcast, I'm also posting everywhere else as well. So Instagram, Facebook, all that other stuff.
But book talk strictly.
But the book talks are strictly on TikTok, I believe.
That's the only place I know.
I think we may have reposted some of them on Instagram at some point just because I thought maybe the authors were on Instagram as well. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, we stick to TikTok for those. Mm-hmm. But you can also message us through the website or through those social media accounts. People have figured that out.
Yeah.
Especially lately with the Trump videos I've been making. They definitely know how to respond and comment to those. But yeah, hit us up on those and we'll be glad to message you back. And if you're a smartass, I'll be a smartass back. Thanks.
If you want some fun banter, there you go. Speaking of book talk, we did not read The Perfect Marriage. We're on the Onyx Storm.
Yeah, we told
fourth winging it.
We said last time the next book was gonna be The Perfect Marriage, but Onyx Storm, the what is it, the third book out of the Fourth Wing series came out, and we were just ready to get on that instead. So we jumped straight to that. So that's the one we're reading currently.
Yes.
But so the next book talk will be a review of that, and then maybe we'll do Perfect Marriage after that.
Maybe.
Depending on what else randomly pops up.
Yes.
But that's all I got.
Same.
All right,
guys, take care. We'll see
Take care.
ya.
Oh, and I think it's day 12. Still no price drops. Just saying.
Just so
That'll be the
know.
video later
Video.
on TikTok. Anyway, bye.
Bye. See ya. Stroke it. Oh. My lips bleeding.
Well, maybe you should shut your mouth. No, I'm just playing.